Hello, we are live coming at you. It is the latest episode of What's New at Heroes World. Hello, welcome. It's Andre from Heroes World, and today is Tuesday night, and we are getting ready for Wednesday, which is always a big day for us. It's New Comic Book Day. But as we are a hobby store, we get not only new comics, but we get a whole slew of new releases from board games to card games to trading cards to miniature games. And this week we are stacked to the gills with new stuff. So, as per the previous weeks, I'm going to give you a brief rundown of some of the new great stuff. And I want you to hold on to your seats, hang on to your hats, because this week we have got some crazy stuff. I guarantee you there is some amazing stuff for you to come and check out. And there are several personal favorites of mine out this week. It's a super stacked week. And as I'm bringing you this on Tuesdays, I'm also including the stuff that come in at the latter half of the week. So at the end of last week, I think on Friday, we had a couple really great items come in. So I'm including those in this broadcast. So thank you, everybody, for joining me. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, tag them right here. I'm going to see them, and hopefully this time I am going to be able to respond to those comments because I have a friend who is behind the scenes and is going to cue me up. Also, we are broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, so you can reach out to us on any of those platforms. If you do see something you like and you want to get that, please contact us via any of those means or leave a comment here. I just saw one. Hey, hater, how you doing? Scott, my good friend in the States. Thank you guys so much for joining me. It makes this kind of like a really fun night, talking to friends and showing stuff. So Scott, my friend, how much will I spend tonight? Well, listen, just don't tell the wife, and I won't tell the wife either. So without further ado, let's start with my favorite stuff, new comics. And this week, chock full of not only great new books, but some excellent covers. So I'm going to give you a rundown of three of my picks of the week, but I'm also going to show you some of the other picks. So let's get going. First up, my man, Superman and the Authority. This is written by the one and only Grant Morrison. This book is super awesome. You're seeing a different Superman. You might notice the S on his chest. That's from the Kingdom Come. But my favorite part of this, first couple of pages, he's meeting JFK, and he makes a promise to JFK that he hasn't been able to fulfill yet. So he's going to look to none other than Manchester Black and the Authority to help him. If you like the Authority from the past, this is a little different. I guarantee you're going to dig this book. Great art. But again, it's Grant Morrison doing what Grant Morrison does best. Next up, we have got a killer cool cover on Marauders issue 22 coming hot out of the Hellfire Club Gala. This issue has got a super smoking hot cover with the White Queen knocking down Sebastian Shaw, the Black King. And you know this book's all about how these guys work in the Hellfire Club. Great book. Love that cover. So that's why I'm giving it a shout out this week. Very cool. And we have got a fun series come out, Gamma Flight. But look who's on the cover of Gamma Flight #2. Yes, can you see the big guy? Yep, that is none other than the return of Scar, son of the Hulk, known from the Planet Hulk crossover. Wow, I can't wait to read this book. Scar was crazy cool, super powerful, pretty awesome. All right, next up, we have got Justice League number 65. And this book I have liked. Brian Michael Bendis on this book. Super good. It's a different take on the league. They've added new members. You can see, yes, that is Black Adam. And that is Naomi joining the team. Justice League opened up their roster to different points of view. Bendis is writing this book. Also great art. Really got to put it out there. It has been solid since it's come out. I'm really digging that book, especially how the characters are interacting. You're seeing a lot of friction on this new team and bringing in people, but I think it's going to work. And Bendis is writing great dialogue as he always does. So check out Justice League if you haven't already done so. All right. This is one of my picks of the week. It is Miles Morales, The Clone Saga, issue 28. This is the final part of the saga. And if you have been catching up with this series, you know that there are three, count them, three clones of Miles Morales Spider-Man. And in the last episode, Salim has captured his baby sister, and there is going to be a showdown on the Brooklyn Bridge. Wow, this book has been intense. Nothing like the Clone Saga of old. I think they're just giving you that name to kind of bring back memories, but also kind of push you to say, hey, let me just open up that book. Let me check out, see what it's all about. Trust me, this book has never been better. Fantastic. And I got to tell you, the story at the end, I didn't quite see that coming. So yeah, definitely check out this book. If you don't want to get it in issues, I'm sure it'll make a very nice collection for you to read and trade paperback. So coming up next, this is probably my favorite book on the rack right now, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. It is none other than Nightwing. This is issue 82, and it is the mystery of Melinda Zuko. So if you're a Nightwing fan, you know that Tony Zuko offed Dick Grayson's parents, and this is apparently his daughter. Now, this revelation came last issue, so this is Dick Grayson's half sister. But how is that possible? You got to read this series. I'm telling you, it is fantastic right from the get go. And this one was really good, filling in those back flashbacks. This book, it makes sense. It's not just one of these, soap opera ish, oh, I'm your half sister or your half this or that. It's the real deal, and it actually makes sense, and they fit it into continuity quite nice. Now, if you have been following it or you're piqued, your curiosity's piqued, Melinda Zuko is the new mayor of Bloodhaven, and she's also in the pocket of one of their crime bosses. So I don't want to give you that spoiler, but you definitely want to check this book out. It's got everything, as well as a wicked, simple cameo of Nightwing's Titan friends coming to his aid, as well as Batman when Nightwing gets in trouble. So really cool. So yeah, definitely check it out. Hey Scott, yeah, your man cave is probably looking pretty good because I know we've been sending you a lot of great stuff. So thanks very much, buddy. Always nice to get complimented on my collection. And we've got a lot of Star Wars stuff to talk about. So stay tuned. There's a ton of Star Wars in the background. You can see some of the stuff, new stuff behind me, but going through because there's a ton of stuff. It's a great week. So next up, another one of my picks. So I did my picks 3 in a row. This is the new Moon Knight written by Jed MacKay, and this is a fellow Canadian. I got the pleasure of meeting Jed MacKay last year when we did the BR Heroes. Had a great conversation. He was writing Black Cat at the time. So yeah, great guy, and he is writing one of my favorite characters in Moon Knight. Moon Knight has a lot of different iterations over the past years, and MacKay seamlessly wraps those up, tells you about them, and drops a new starting point for Moon Knight. So if you've never read anything about Moon Knight, you're going to get a little bit of his history. You're going to learn his different iterations, what he's done recently in the past, aka in the last Avengers story arc, and it's going to set him on a path to the future. Great setup issue. Highly recommend it. Very cool art. And we know that Disney Plus is going to be doing a Moon Knight series, so maybe this is the time for you to learn about Moon Knight, the Fist of Khonshu. All right, and I just mentioned Star Wars. We've got War of the Bounty Hunters, Jabba the Hutt. Yes, that's Jabba getting his own Marvel comic, and that's none other than Boba Fett right there on the cover. This has been a pretty crazy cool story, but I'm really interested to see where they go with Jabba the Hutt. Now, we know Jabba doesn't usually do his own bidding. He gets his minions to do it. So let's see how this comic takes it in that direction. All right, next up, we have got DC's new book, Shazam. And Shazam has been very popular since he's come out in the movies, and we've had a couple different iterations for him. This story is taking Shazam. He's losing his powers. Something is causing the magic to dwindle. Very good start. It's only a 4-issue series. I had the chance to read it. Look at that. Look at that art. Absolutely amazing. Big and fun, bright and colorful. But again, like I said, he is losing his power. So what is behind this? You're going to have to stay tuned to find out. Highly recommend this book. This is going to be a nice series. So I really like when DC does these small, tight series. It's like 4 issues, and it's introducing or just doing a little spin or change on a character, and they usually do them pretty well. So we have got a big release. I've almost saved the best for last, but I have one other thing after this to mention in the comic realm. So we have got a brand new book called Mom, and it's from Image Comics. And Mom is one of the brainchild is none other than Daenerys Targaryen. Yep, that's right. Amelia Clark is co-creator of this book. Now, I haven't read it yet, but this is the first issue. It's an oversized issue. It looks pretty cool. The art is actually really good, so I am quite intrigued to see where this book goes and what it is all about. It's just kind of a curious title there called Mom. But yeah, I will get back to you probably next week after I've read it to let you know what it's all about. But there's a lot of buzz about this book because, Emily Clark, she's been super popular and she's done a lot of cool stuff. So, last but certainly not least, you guys, maybe if you've been catching the Heroes World podcast on Sundays, I've been gushing about the Detective Comics run that just started after Future State. And we just got our restock of all of the parts starting at 1034. That's Detective Comics 1034. That story arc is 5-issue story arc, and it goes right to 1039. And it has been an amazing run. The new writer's great, the new artist is great, and this is Batman without Wayne Manor, without Alfred, without Wayne Enterprises. And we're seeing how he is getting on kind of, I don't want to say he's slumming it because he's still, he's still Bruce Wayne. He's still got money, but he does not have all the resources of Wayne Enterprises. So fantastic run. We've got all those issues back in stock. So if you are curious, come on by the store and I'm going to hook you up and let you know all about that good series. So that is my rundown on the comics. I'm going to switch gears here and talk about one of my other passions. And this week we get the brand new issue of The White Dwarf. What is The White Dwarf, you say? It is Games Workshop's signature magazine all about their miniature games. This book is chock full of great stuff. You see that big Tyranid on there. It's a Tyranid focus. We've got Flashpoint Octavius. We've got a look at some really cool Blood Bowl referees. We see some stuff from Age of Sigmar. And of course, there's articles, there's how to paints, all kinds of things. If you're into Warhammer, you definitely want to check out that magazine. Or if you're just curious, it's a very nice magazine to flip through and basically get all your info right at your fingertips. Now, they say paper medium is going down and they're doing digital stuff, but there's nothing like holding that magazine open and flipping through and getting ideas, seeing what other people are doing with the hobby. That's part of the magic of Games Workshop and any miniature game. So I highly recommend the magazine. Maybe you don't buy all of them, but flip through and pick up the ones that appeal to you or that you're interested in just from a cover. And that's the magic of a good cover. And that one was absolutely killer. So let's delve into Star Wars next. And we are going to start with the Black Series Star Wars Archive Commander Cody action figure. And this is pretty cool because Commander Cody, he was the aide to Obi-Wan Kenobi. And rumors have it that in the Obi-Wan show, Tamora Morrison is going to reprise his role as Commander Cody in the Obi-Wan series. Lots and lots of news is dropped about people returning and who they are playing in that series. So hopefully Disney Plus has another hit in store for us. And you may recognize that actor because he is also playing none other than Boba Fett. And of course, Cody is a clone of Boba Fett, as are all the clones. So he's got a lot of work. I'm thinking he's probably going to show up in Mandalorian again. He's got the Book of Fett coming out. So lots and lots of stuff in that for him. Lots of work for that guy. So next up, this, folks, is my absolute favorite Star Wars novel series of all time. And I decided to bring copies in because I'm always telling people about what I recommend and what my love for Star Wars is based on. And it is the trilogy of books called the Thrawn Trilogy. And it is 3 books by Timothy Zahn. Okay. And why am I bringing these in now? Well, I'm going to do a series almost like a Heroes World book club. And a couple friends, I've roped them in. We are going to read Heir to the Empire. So I thought I'd bring in copies. If you want to join us and you want to pick up some, let us know. We're going to do a whole video series and talk about this book. Hopefully, I'm not wrong because I'm getting two friends to read this with me for their first time. This is them delving into the Star Wars universe. Now, what's great about the Heir to the Empire series? This is the series that kicked off Star Wars in novels. After years and years of nothing coming out, just basically comic books and the odd thing, this started back in 1989. Timothy Zahn worked with Lucas and Lucas Licensing to bring up amazing story. You can see Thrawn in the background. This is his introduction. He was also created Mara Jade, who I've also talked about before. Last week we talked about Mara Jade, and hopefully not hopefully, but me fan casting Scarlett Johansson for that. But this book sets up all of the Star Wars expanded universe. Coruscant, the jewel of the galactic civilization and the home of everything, that was created in this book. The birth of the Solo twins, that is a product of this book. A lot of stuff that you now know from Star Wars came from this. And this series is now known as Legends. It's kind of like a what if. It's maybe happened, maybe didn't happen. But I brought these in because I want people to read these. These are my best recommendation. And yeah, so for a book club, getting new people to talk about it and hopefully they love it, like, even 20% as I do, and that's gonna make it for me. Yeah, Scott, hey, if you want to join us for that, that'll be awesome. Hey, the professor yet still has the original appearances. I still have the original hardcovers. I bought those books in hardcovers when they first came out. So super excellent series, and hopefully we'll be looking at bringing you that book club videos probably in August. So I'm going to give these guys a couple of days, maybe a couple of weeks to read these books, and then we'll be bringing it to you. But if you want to read along with us, message or reach out to the store. We'll also have copies of this on our website for you to also order there. So next up from Star Wars, I'm going to segue right into cards. We talked a couple weeks ago about the Theory 11 James Bond cards. Well, this week we got in the Theory 11 Mandalorian cards. And what has been hotter for Star Wars than the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda? Absolutely nothing. So here you can get Theory 11 super cool cards. Look at the art. Very high quality in these cards. A lot of people use them for card tricks and stuff, but they are just absolutely beautiful. And you see my shirt namesake. I got the Avengers. We've got Marvel's Avengers in Theory 11. Sorry about the glare, but yeah, there we go. Check out that packaging, man. That is just pure style. All the symbols, the decorations, the colors. It is super awesome. And then look at what they have done. Look at that. Of course they got to be kings, man. I don't know about Tony Stark being the king of hearts, but he has an arc reactor as a heart. So, boom, why not? There's got Captain America, you got T'Challa. Super, super cool. We also have other Theory 11 cards in stock. So, if you want some of these classic Star Wars, there's Light Side and Dark Side. And we also have the James Bond and other ones too. So, definitely, if you're in for a cool set of cards, you want to check that out. All right, so lots of cool stuff giving you the rundown now. How about one of our most popular games? It is Venom, and this is an expansion pack for Marvel Champions. And as you can see, it's the Flash Thompson version of Venom. You see Venom with his gats, but in this game, you control a superhero, and it's not. This is the Flash Thompson, and you can see that they have got different art styles. It's a very cool game. I've had the opportunity to play it. It's a cooperative card game, so you get to play it solo or with your friends. And just if you want to change up your game, you add a new superhero to your team to fight against the bad guys. Lots of expansions, easy to play, and a lot of fun. This is a game where you actually play well with your friends. You are working together to defeat the bad guy, to stop them and thwart their plans. So, highly recommend it. This Venom character has been super, a lot of people have been waiting a long time to get him. So, it is here at last. All right. So, on to things that Andre loves. Andre has been a super, super big fan of Dungeons and Dragons since I was a very small lad. Got introduced to the game by my older brother, like many of us do, and D&D has been super popular as of late. So Magic the Gathering, the most popular, the most successful card game, the owner of Wizards of the Coast. It is also the owner of Dungeons and Dragons. It's all Hasbro. They have finally combined the two worlds into Dungeons and Dragons Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. And that is probably the most iconic character. That's Dritz right there. Fantastic collaboration, because everybody always said that Magic the Gathering was kind of based on and inspired by Dungeons and Dragons. So we have several of their product. They are hitting the shelves this Friday. Last Friday was the pre-release. First up, we've got the collector boosters. This is for your hardcore collector, guys like me who want a full set, going after all the shinies, foil cards, alternate art cards, just classic art cards. This is it. Same set, but basically blinged out. So I can't wait to delve into this. This is going to be the first Magic set in a while that I am going to actually collect the whole thing. Like, I am super, super stoked for it. So not only do they have something for collectors, they've got something for the regular people too. And when I say regular, this one is for absolutely everybody. Check this out. This is known as the bundle. And what the bundle is it's going to give you 10 packs. It's going to give you that dice. You can hear it rolling around in there. And you're going to get a guide that shows all the cards. So, guy like my friend Scott getting into this game, I know he's loving it because it's Dungeons and Dragons. This thing is chalked right there because you want that guide to show you all the cards. So, a fantastic start to it. And you get 10 15 card booster packs to show you. And of course, Dritz on the cover there being the showpiece for it. And definitely last but not least, there's two different types of booster packs. There's the draft booster packs, and the drafting is so you can primarily draft the game by playing, but you can also get what's on the screen, which is the set booster packs. The set booster packs are for people collecting the set, gives you a better ratio of cards and a guaranteed foil art card in each pack. So that is amazing for collectors. So if you're interested in Magic the Gathering and you've never played before, but you're a D&D fan, definitely look into this set. Or if you have been a Magic the Gathering fan and never checked out D&D, well, check out these cards, because I think it's going to inspire you to check out Dungeons and Dragons. They are both great properties, both great franchises, and I'm so stoked that they've done this. And this is opening up the collaboration for Games Workshop. We're going to see a Lord of the Rings version somewhere down the road, as well as a Warhammer 40K version down the road. Last but certainly not least, on the Dungeons and Dragons front is new decks. So these are called Commander decks. And Commander is a different version of Magic the Gathering. You have a general who's going to have a cost in the different manas, and your deck is made up of 100 specific unique cards, and you play a multiplayer version of Magic. Each player has more life in this, and you definitely want to play smarter because you're only having one version of that card. And the classic D&D, there's a lot of classic D&D characters in that as generals. So another great way to play the game of Magic the Gathering. So all the product that I just showed you are going to be available on our website, and their release date is this Friday. You can still grab pre-release packs because we have those in stock, and the pre-release pack gives you 6 packs as well as a die and a unique card as well. So if you just want to dabble and you want to vet your appetite for the weekend's release, you can always grab those. So one more game, and then I'm going to save my favorite item, my favorite thing for last. But we've got a brand new game in. We've been carrying it for a couple years, but it is called Rory's Story Cubes. I call it a game, but it's more like an activity. And what this is you can see these various dice. They all have different symbols, and these are symbols that are all throughout the Doctor Who franchise. You grab a handful of dice, you roll, and then you make up a story based on the symbols, and then you pass it on to somebody else. On screen, you can see the other versions of the game that we have in stock and the other versions that are available. Also, story cubes, they have a different set of dice called action and verbs. So you can basically kind of roll differently and make up different stories. I've had the opportunity to play this game several times. It is a great icebreaker. Again, I shouldn't be calling it a game. It's an activity. So if you've got kids and you want to get them, talking, using different language, using their imagination and their minds, this is excellent. You've got an event and you don't know people, great icebreaker. Maybe you don't go with something as specific as Doctor Who. Maybe you get one of the more generic ones or the Looney Tune ones or something because everybody knows those guys. But it is a lot of fun and I highly, highly recommend it. Can't say enough about it. What you didn't see in the pictures is there's actually a holder for you to put all these dice in. So very good packaging, and it's just very, very creative. Super, super cool game. So if you want any of that, definitely check our website. We've got it there. So last but not least on this kind of, joyous, full, shall we say, look at our inventory that came in today is my favorite comic book of all time. And just I'm going to give you a little bit of pretense about why this is such a big thing because I've been reading comics since I was 6 years old. I'm 47. So for something to come in and be my absolute favorite comic, I've read a lot of comic books and there's just a ton of stories in here. There's lots of great books, but there can only be one favorite. And there's a brand new edition of Planetary. This is absolute planetary. And my friends, this book, this story is phenomenal. This is the story of the archaeologist of the unknown. This is the story of the fourth man. And it is a tale that spans all of the Wildstorm universe, but think of it as a look about all through comicdom and pop culture, written by the super talented Warren Ellis, and art by the absolutely amazing Mr. John Cassaday. Sorry, this book is just phenomenal. I want to tell you a little bit about it because I mentioned that they're the archaeologists of the unknown. I got to put it down because this thing weighs a ton. I call this the Killaman edition. This thing is just unreal. But basically, these three adventurers go on missions and investigate the strangeness that is happening all throughout their world, right? So kind of think of it a little bit like X Files at first, right? But what you're not seeing is that all of these things are interlinked and interconnected, and there's a bigger story that unfolds. So, kind of one of my favorite things to tell people about it, Elijah Snow, the character there, he meets William Shakespeare, he meets Dracula, he meets Sherlock Holmes. This guy, like, this is an amazing, amazing tale. And you're like, this doesn't make any sense, Audrey. How to do that? Trust me, this story is written so well. It was 12 years in the making. Okay. And this writer also created The Authority, who I talked about earlier with Superman and The Authority. And even that series was tied in. So we got Superman and The Authority. We had a Batman and Planetary crossover as well. That's also in the Absolute Edition. Like everything Planetary is all in that book. I highly recommend it. We're going to have this up on our website. It just came back in today, and it's probably going to set you back $150, but I guarantee you will love every minute of it and you will pour over it for all the secrets and all the gems as you look at the art and look at for the analogies that they're making and how everything is almost got a parallel. Like in this book, they meet the Justice League, even though they're not in that world. Super imaginative. And my favorite use of time travel is how it was explained in that issue. So great stuff. I absolutely love that story. So if you've read Planetary, you know what it's all about, and hopefully you like it too. But if not, if you want to read something that'll just blow your mind, Planetary is just that. So, folks, that is a look at well, not all, there's way more comics that came out. I just focused on those, but a look at a lot of the stuff that is going to be available on store shelves tomorrow and Friday for Magic the Gathering. I forgot to mention, I skipped right to Planetary, super excited, but I forgot to mention we also got a restock in of DC's Earth One books in hardcover. We got the Batman Earth 1 Volume 1 and 2. I talked about the Earth 1 Volume 3. So those are back in stock now in hardcover. So you can catch that alternate version of Batman, which is a very, very cool and different take on the character, as well as we got the Green Lanterns Volume 1 and 2 for Earth 1. And I'm eagerly awaiting the Supermans to come back in stock, as well as Wonder Woman and Titans. So I gotta say, so far this week is shaping up to be most excellent, and it's only Tuesday. There's gonna be more stuff to come in. But as always, if anything you saw me talk about here tickles your fancy or you want to check it out, message us either here, message our Facebook, message our Instagram, get in contact with us. You can email us. And if you're waiting, everything here should be on the website within a couple of days. You can call us old fashioned way at the store. The store is back open. We've got some really exciting things going on this weekend. My good friend Ken Lashley is coming in on Sunday for a store signing. So it's going to be absolutely a blast, a lot of fun. Ken's an entertaining dude, and he's just done so much for the store. So I'm really looking forward to that. If you're in our neck of the woods, come by and check that out. And definitely come by and see some of this great merchandise. If you are not close to us, we can hook you up with shipping. Check out our website, make an order there. But if you just like tuning into these videos and you like seeing and hearing our opinions on stuff, do not forget that we are doing, hey, Ken, what's up? We're going to have some fun on this Sunday. But if you like all of our stuff, check out our podcast dropping every Sunday on YouTube, on Twitch. Do a search for Heroes World Online. That's where you're going to find us. And we are also doing the Sidekick Show, which is Monday nights at 8. John and Co are bringing you news, movie reviews, all kinds of weirdness. Sometimes they're eating weird snacks and stuff. So that's why I'm not there, because I'm not putting anything in this mouth that I don't like or don't know about. And then we have got, hey, what did I miss? And that's on Thursday. So we're bringing you content all throughout the week, and lock it right in here, because on Tuesdays, you're going to get a look at all this cool merchandise. As always, I want to thank everybody for joining in. I want to say hello and thank you for spending part of your evening with us. I want to thank the man behind the scene, Jesse, for helping me out, showing you all these cool pictures. No man is an island, and Jesse's been great help helping me at the store and behind here. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and I can't wait to see you next time. Hopefully I get to see you on Sunday. So until then, have a great night, and we will see or talk to you soon. Take care, everybody.